Gigi the Crochet Ghost is here to wish you a happy Halloween. Gigi is about 2.5 inches tall. I made her in the burlap velvet yarn, which is a 5 bulky yarn. You can string a few of these ghosts together to make a sweet banner. You can add accessories like this sweet little bow, or you can even add a keychain to the top. This crochet project is a quick 30-minute one and would be a great addition to your market or even your online shop. To show you the yarn, this is the burlap velvet one that I recommend for the ghost. This is a size 5, but for the tutorial, I'm going to use a worsted weight 5 bulky yarn just so you can see a bit better. It is very hard to see the velvet stitches, so if you are a beginner, you may want to start with a worsted weight yarn. We're going to be starting with a slip knot and chain, and if you don't know how to do that, I have a ton of videos that you can go through to learn at a slower pace. But for now, we're going to start out by chaining 7. I am using a 4.5mm hook, but if you go through this first round and you feel like everything is just too tough, go ahead and move up a hook size. For round 1, we're going to make a single crochet increase in that second chain from the hook. So we're going to place 2 single crochet into the same stitch. From here, we're going to single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So I'm going to go under here, single crochet 1, single crochet 2, 3, and 4. We are going to place 4 single crochet into this last stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we're going to tighten it up here. Working down the other side of the chain, we're going to single crochet into the next 4 stitches, and then we're going to add a single crochet increase to end this row. I'm just going to pull that tail through while I single crochet. Single crochet 1, move over, single crochet 2, move over, single crochet 3, and then we'll place 1 more single crochet. We're going to end here with a single crochet increase in this last stitch. If you do end up using worsted weight yarn and you have these holes in the middle and you're not liking it, I do have a technique, and I will put this video up here so you can avoid those holes. But if you are using the velvet yarn, just do it this way because you won't see any of those holes and it's a lot easier to see your stitches. At the end of round 1, we're going to have 16 stitches. I'm going to place my stitch marker at the end of the round. Feel free to place it wherever you'd like. For round 2, we are going to single crochet in the next 16 stitches. Thank you guys for joining me on this crochet along. It has been a while since I put up a video, so I have to admit I was a bit rusty and it's taken me like an hour to even get started. I kept forgetting everything, how to set it up, but I am back and I'm hoping to have more consistency in my schedule. So I do have 2 other patterns that I already wrote, so I am hoping to get those up and videos made, and we will see how that goes. So we're reaching the last stitch. For round 2, we will still have 16 stitches. I'm going to change my stitch marker. For round 3, we are going to make a single crochet increase in that first stitch, and then we're going to make a single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and we will repeat that sequence. That stitch is taken, I'm going to move over to my next stitch and make an increase. So here's single crochet 1, back to the same stitch 2. Now we're going to make a single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. Then I'm going to repeat the sequence and I'm going to make a single crochet increase. Then make a single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. We're going to make another single crochet increase. Here is 1, back to the same stitch, and 2, and then make a single crochet in each of the next 3. This is our last sequence for this. It'll be a single crochet increase, and with a single crochet in the last 3. At the end of round 3, you'll have 20 stitches. You can change your stitch marker. From round 4 through 7, we are just going to single crochet in each stitch. So we will have 20 stitches again. I want to show you my little trick for counting my single crochet rounds. If you've been with me before, you know this trick, but we're just going to single crochet around a few stitches, and then you're going to grab another stitch marker. You're going to place it horizontally on one of your stitches, and then you can just keep crocheting all the way around to make your single crochets. Okay, the end of round 4, we're going to change our stitch marker. And now for round 5, you're just going to single crochet all the way around. Having this stitch marker there, oops, just make sure it doesn't come undone on you, can help you while counting your rounds. You know that you marked round 4 with your stitch marker, then you have round 5, and then you continue on 6 and 7. Continue crocheting all the way around, and we will meet back at the end of round 7. Okay, we're at the end of round 7. We still have 20 stitches. I changed my stitch marker. For round 8, we are going to make a single crochet increase, and then we will make single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. Here is our first single crochet increase. And then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 4. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to repeat that sequence, so make a single crochet increase, single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. We're going to make another single crochet increase, and then we're going to single crochet in each of the next 4. And then we will make another increase, and then end with 4 single crochet. We are going to change our stitch marker. At the end of round 8, we are going to have 24 stitches. For round 9, we are going to single crochet around these next 24 stitches. So just go ahead and crochet all the way around. It is not even October yet, and we are fully decorated for Halloween. I love Halloween. I think it is one of my favorites besides Christmas. It's just so fun. I'm thinking if you're making this ghost, you might be a Halloween lover too, so you'll have to let me know in the comments below if you are already decorated for Halloween even before October. Okay, we're reaching the end of round 9, and we will have still 24 stitches, so you can change your stitch marker if needed. And then we're going to place some safety eyes and our mouth, so you can grab an extra stitch marker if you have it, just something to secure your working yarn. You want to make sure that you find your corners, and then you can flatten your ghost as needed so that we can see the front of the ghost. We are going to place 9mm or 10mm, it doesn't matter, whichever size you have. We're going to place those in between round 4 and round 5. Now you have your round 4 marked, so if you still have it marked, you'll be able to find that easily. I like to place a pin between round 4 and 5, and then I will just place the safety eye on that round. In my pattern, it says to leave about 4 stitches open, but you can feel free to make them closer, farther apart. This guy is a little bit different looking than the velvet yarn ones, so I did end up moving one eye over. We're going to place the smile first, so don't worry about putting the backings on your eyes just yet. For the smile, you can grab just black embroidery floss. You can get whatever color red if you like. We're going to place the smile between round 4 and 5 and 5 and 6. I did my smile a little bit different than I usually do because of that velvet yarn. It was kind of getting swallowed up, so I had to try something a little different. I want to connect my yarn to my ghost, so go ahead and pull your yarn needle through a stitch on the inside of the head, and then once you have a loop pulled in, you can go ahead behind the loop and pull that needle through, and that'll secure your thread to the inside of your ghost. So now I'm going to go up through that round 4 and 5. I'm going to go near the eye, kind of like the stitch over, and then you can pull that up. I'm going to bring it straight across over to a stitch near the other eye, and then I'm going to pull that through. Now I'm going to move down around, and then I want to try to place my needle up through the ghost, kind of in the middle, and I'll show you here, in the middle of your line. So that looks pretty good to me. I'm going to pull it through. You're going to go just above there and just kind of grab it, and then you want to pull your needle back through a stitch right next to where you placed it. You don't want to go exactly right in there, but just right next to it. So I'm just going to try to go next to it as close as I can. Once you pull that through, you will pull that line down and it'll look like a little smile. Flip your piece inside out again, grab a stitch of yarn on the inside, and then when you have a loop, just pull that through. I'm going to do it one more time. I like to do it twice just for extra security, and then you'll be good to go. You can snip off that piece of yarn and move on. At this point, you can secure your safety eyes, make sure you like where they are, and then just add the backing. We only have 2 more rounds to go. These get a little bit different coming up, gets a little trickier. Okay, so for the first 2 stitches, we're just going to make a single crochet in each stitch. Moving forward, we're going to work in the front loop only, and we are going to add 3 single crochet into this front loop. Then we're going to move over to the next stitch and we're going to make a slip stitch. Going to the front loop only, we're going to make those 3 single crochets. So here's 1, back into that stitch, 2, and then back into that stitch, 3. We're going to stop here a second and grab another stitch marker. This is kind of important for the next round, so if you can grab another stitch marker and place it on that back loop, the loop that we did not use. So stick that on there because this will be important in finding our spot later. Moving on to the next stitch, we're going to go under the front loop and we are going to make a slip stitch. So pull that through and pull that through. Then we're going to go in the front loop only and we're going to make 3 single crochet into that same stitch. Going under the front loop again, you're going to make a slip stitch. And then we're just going to keep repeating that sequence. Under the front loop, 3 single crochet. And then moving over and making a slip stitch under the front loop only. 3 single crochet under the front loop. And then under the front loop, you can make a slip stitch. I'm going to let you count from here so I don't throw you off, and continue until you reach your stitch marker. Okay, we're making our last 3 single crochet under that front loop. Sorry, I got a little stuck here. I'm going to try to work this through. And then under the front loop of your last stitch, make your slip stitch. Okay, we're at the end of round 10. You're going to have 46 stitches. Do not worry about counting them because it will not matter if you missed a stitch or not. But we are going to secure that working yarn for a second, so you can just use that one that you used from round 4. And we're just going to add a little bit of stuffing. It really is not a lot of stuffing at all because this ghost ends up being a little bit on the flatter side. We're going to take out that extra stitch marker and get set up for round 11. This is where we're going to close up the ghost. We do have 2 stitches that we have to work into. So we're going to do what we did in the last round. We're going to go under the front loop only and make 3 single crochet and then under the front loop for a slip stitch. So same thing, we're going to do 3 single crochet under the front loop of the first stitch and then go under the front loop to make a slip stitch. From here, we are going to chain 1. Then we're kind of going to turn our work a little so that our stitch marker is on top. We're going to sandwich this piece together, and now we're going to close our ghost with a few slip stitches. So the reason that we marked this guy is because this is the first stitch that we want to go into. So you're going to have these back loops from round 10 that you're going to want to go through. You can just grab both of those and then we will make a slip stitch. For this round in my pattern, I said go through 10 or 11 stitches because if you miss one of those loops, you'll end up only going through 10 of those back loops. And I would not worry if you miss one because I've done it and you can't even tell. So just try your best to pick up 10 or 11 stitches and just slip stitch all the way across. Once you get to your last slip stitch, you can leave a little bit of a tail and we're just going to fasten off. And just yarn over and then pull that yarn through. Give that a little tug and then grab your yarn needle and just weave in that remaining yarn. And then with the worsted weight yarn, this guy just needed a little bit of like molding. You can take out your extra stitch markers, kind of just like smush them into place. This is our friend in the 5 bulky worsted, and this is what she looks like in the velvet yarn. So quite a difference between these two, so just choose which one you like the look of better and then go for it. For the bow, I used this chainette yarn by Lion Brand, but feel free to use any worsted weight in any color you have. We're going to start out with a very long tail. I have a 3.5mm crochet hook here. You can use any size, really. You can go down a size, you can go up a hook size. It'll all be fine. We're going to make a slip knot and we're going to chain 3. Make sure to leave your extra long tail. Here is chain 1, 2, and 3. We're going to start out by making 3 double crochet into that 3rd chain from the hook. If you don't know how to make a double crochet, I have a video for that and I will link it below. Here is our first double crochet. We're going to go back through that same stitch and make another double crochet. We're going to go back through that same stitch again and make 1 more double crochet. From here, we're going to chain 3. And we're going to make a slip stitch to that same stitch. So go through there and make a slip stitch. We're going to chain 3 again. So here's 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to make 3 double crochet into that same stitch. Here is double crochet 1. Here's double crochet 2. And double crochet 3. We're going to make 3 more chains, 2, 3, and then we're going to end with a slip stitch into that same stitch. And that's it, that's your bow. You're going to grab this other tail and pull it tight. And then you can leave an extra long piece of yarn and fasten off. And then to give our bow some definition, I'm going to grab one of the tails and I'm going to go one way all the way around a few times. You can grab that other piece and go the opposite way around the middle. You can make a few knots in the back of the bow. And then we're going to use our tails to attach it to the ghost. I like to just grab a pin and pop it into place. And then you can grab your yarn needle, pull it through one of the tails. I'm going to go one way up through a stitch or two, pull through. And then you can grab the other side, grab a stitch or two going the opposite way. And then you can just make a few knots to keep that bow in place. And that's it, you guys. Gigi is ready to celebrate Halloween. I just wanted to say thank you again for joining me on this crochet along. I have missed you guys. I hope to have some chats with you and see how your fall and winter crochet is going. And I hope that you make one of these ghosts. So definitely let me know, and I'll see you with another video soon. Don't forget to check out Yarn Society for free crochet patterns.